Ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. In this one, I want to take you through why I believe you should choose to work with us at Hypergrowth.io over everyone else in the market that is claiming that they can increase your revenue and generate you XYZ results. Not only that, I'm going to show you exactly how and why we are significantly different to everyone else and why what we do actually works. Now, before diving into the why, I want to give you some background on the who. So my name is, for me, I am the founder at Hypergrowth.io, a growth agency that partners with software development companies to help them increase their revenue by up to 250k per month in a 12-month time frame without relying on referrals or existing demand or even burning capital on ads, all whilst building their enterprise value and increasing their recurring revenue as well. Let me dive into this with you guys very quickly. So I started out as a computer science fanatic, specializing in software development, coding, programming. I was what most would class as a nerd. I was the top of my class at BCU, where I attended university, the same as Luton Sixth Form College. I was always at the top of my class, getting the best results within that. And I even went to the extent of building my own version of Jarvis from Iron Man in my spare time. I had a real passion for software development that has never really left, which is why I've now built a growth company that works with development companies. I started my own development agency as well, but this was more so on the web development side of things and web design, more specifically UX, UI design, some back-end systems and things like that as well, with GUIs and things like that. You guys are probably aware of those things. But one thing that I found was that regardless of the skill set, there was a gap for me to bridge in terms of knowledge when it came to sales and marketing. So I heavily struggled with actually getting clients for the web development agency, not because I lacked the ability to deliver, but because I lacked the ability to acquire and generate demand and attention to my offer specifically. So I also then decided that because of the gap in knowledge with sales and marketing, that it made more sense for me to start and launch a marketing agency where I was working mainly within the home improvement space, some B2B SaaS as well. And yeah, I lost passion in working in industries I actually disliked and decided to move back into development, which is why I then founded Hypergrowth.io and scrapped Affluent Growth Partner, which was the previous agency. Because as I said, I feel like you will tend to get better results when you're working within an industry that you love as opposed to an industry that you hate and dislike. And I wanted to come back into the development space as a growth partner, not as an actual development company this time around. So I wanted to build a company hyper-focused on creating significant growth within an industry I loved, while growing alongside my partners. And this is the exact reason why I positioned Hypergrowth.io as a growth agency, which I would say is a true partner in growth for software development companies. So in terms of the actual growth partner model as well, as a growth partner, our quote-unquote service is a blueprint, a roadmap from point A to point B, from your current state to your desired state, right, in a logical pathway and leveraging a unique infrastructure and mechanism that is custom built for you. So we are hyper specific and dialed in on one niche. You see time and time again, and I see time and time again. I used to work with agencies, a lot of marketing agencies and online coaches. They all want to do the same thing. They want to serve the same people. They want to get the same results. They all want to charge the same prices. They do the exact same thing time and time again, and they lack the ability to be hyper specific and educated on one specific industry and go from being a generalist to a specialist. And with that passion and that previous knowledge as well within the development space, it only made sense, as I said, to be more hyper specific on the industry that I chose to serve. So we are also incentivized by our partners' growth, not their retainer fees. Again, generic marketing agencies, traditional marketing agencies focus on acquiring as many clients as they possibly can to grow their revenue. They are not incentivized by the growth and the results that they get for their clients. They see you as another paycheck, not as a long-term partner in growth where both parties can actually profit and benefit from the growth that is created from one end. right? We work with fewer clients of a higher quality to guarantee growth. As I said, we don't need a lot of clients for us to scale our back-end revenue. What we need is bigger clients of a much higher quality that we can get far better results for and create more significant growth with, right? We also are doing all of the work for you. We build everything out. We embed the SDRs. We do the sales process, the sales enablement, the sales development. We help you with hiring. We help with recruitment, with company culture, with so many different things. So it's not just about handing off a bunch of work for you to do as a founder, as a CEO. We look to make sure that you are focused on the highest leverage tasks and revenue generating opportunities and activities as well, to ensure that your time is being spent the right way, and we delegate everything else away from you so you have more time to focus on what is most important to you within the company. And our growth thesis and implementation follows the same ideology every single time. I see a lot of agencies that want to do different things with different niches, so they work in many different industries, and therefore there are many different growth theses for each industry that they choose to go into. But with us, it's the same process over and over again. We just customize specific inputs, but we always want the systems to create the outputs to be the exact same every single time. So we follow the same growth thesis, the same ideology, the same methodology, the same blueprint, the same roadmap every single time to take you from point A to point B. So it's a repeatable process that we dial in for every single company that we choose to partner with. So the biggest problem, essentially, when it comes down to traditional agencies, there are a multitude of massive problems with traditional marketing agencies that are completely commoditized, right? And I've just listed a few for you guys. As I said, I used to work with agencies. I understand what they do and what they don't do, which is why I was so specific with how I chose to position HyperGrowth.io to become the best and most valuable within the market that I chose to serve, which was software development. So 9 out of 10 are focused on solving one aspect of growth in complete isolation, instead of taking a holistic approach to things, right? They will focus on, let's say, lead generation, for example. But before lead generation, you need to focus on the offer, the positioning, the value proposition. And then after lead generation, it's about appointment setting, then sales enablement, then sales development, and then actually focusing on scaling growth and optimizing everything that you've built in terms of systems and talent that you've embedded. But if you invest in an agency like that, they can never take you from point A to point B, right? It's physically impossible to do so. Right, if lead generation was the only problem that you faced as a company, more likely than not, all your problems would be solved. But that isn't the case, because there are far more problems and chains of operations that need to be looked at in a holistic approach and angle to actually create significant growth long term. Right, they acquire more clients to grow their revenue, which results in bad client relationships, declining results, less focus and attention on clients, and more on. It's a depleting factor within the agency space, where they believe, again, that they just need to burn and churn clients to increase their revenue over time, and they don't focus on actually building authority and trust within the industry and making sure that every single client they bring on is a success story. We are looking for a 100% success rate. Most agencies operate at a 20 to 50% success rate because of the lack of cash flows. I'll get into this in a minute, but the lack of cash flow for them to actually invest into A players to get results and insights and research and new systems and talent and things of that nature, right? So they have bottom end pricing, B player team members, and no cash to invest into results. As I said, they have lots of clients, bad results, high churn rates, which again is a pain for most development companies that are looking to invest into these marketing agencies. There is no care. They are an external service provider, not an internal partner in growth for the company. They're serving anyone from any niche, and they are revenue focused, meaning that I always say, to serve everyone means to serve no one, and you will be a generalist and not a specialist if you choose to go down that path, right? So in all essence, they choose to, I say that it's due to a scarcity mindset. They choose to go into many different niches to get as many clients as they possibly can, anywhere from 1 to 3K per month, which is extremely low ticket in my opinion, and they will burn and churn clients, essentially to try and grow their revenue and scale to that big 10k per month mark, which most agency owners choose to go for. They are generic, not specific, knowing nothing about the development industry. They have no deep insights. They haven't spoken to many founders or CEOs or leaders within the space, and they aren't focused on educating themselves on the markets. They know how to best serve their clients in the future. A traditional marketing agency is an assortment of services, right? But we do A to B. We look to take you from point A to point B, right? With the same methodology, the same ideology, the exact same growth thesis every single time. It's a repeatable process that we work through with you and execute for you and build for you across a 12-month time frame. So to put it in a nutshell, right, what really makes us different from everybody else is we build long-term partnerships and relationships. We are an internal growth partner, not an external service provider. We're not an agency that runs ads and delivers leads. We are a growth company that focuses on creating significant growth long term. We work with fewer clients of a higher quality to, of course, get much better results. And we are focused on skyrocketing, not taking the rocket off the ground. Right, so we make sure that the quality of company that we bring on board is top tier. So we know that we are accelerating growth, not having to actually plant the seed to create it. Right, so we have premium pricing, which enables cash flow to reinvest into research, insights, A players, systems, and this results in better results for clients, better case studies for us, and the cycle continues on and on, because what that means is that we can generate more attention as a company, build more trust and authority, and also establish ourselves and help establish our clients better by extension. And we're also hyper specific and focused on becoming the best and most valuable within the software development space. We are looking to be the biggest and the best growth firm across the next 10 to 15 years within this industry. So we've got a very long-term goal. We're not looking to scale to 50 or just 100k a month as a company. We are looking to acquire some of the biggest companies in the space as growth partners for long-term contracts of 12 to 24 months, so we can generate the best results and have the best case studies in the market and be perceived as the best and most valuable within the market that we are serving. We're also fully incentivized by our clients' growth, so we don't need many clients to scale. As I said previously, your growth is our growth, essentially, which is important because as an agency, they don't have the bandwidth and the margins to actually do so. Right? They are fully incentivized by the retainer that you pay. They are not incentivized by the results. The majority of what we make is on the back end in terms of performance. So we are fully incentivized on creating significant growth and ensuring that the company becomes successful on the back end across a 12-month period, so that we can also get a good return on our work by extension. So as I said previously, our service is a blueprint from point A to point B. We don't deliver services like running ads, SEO, email marketing, or building websites for companies. We deliver a logical pathway to create growth over a long-term period of 12 months or 12 to 24 months. So I'll give you a quick visualization of how we are actually different, right? Just to put it into perspective for you a little bit so you can further understand the value that I'm trying to give to you at this current moment in time. So for any company, there is a gap to bridge, right? For any development company, if you're doing 1 million per year and you're looking to get to 10 million per year, there is a specific gap that needs to be bridged. There are inefficiencies preventing you from scaling that need to be eliminated, meaning that certain processes, systems, and talent need to be put in place to do so, to create significant growth. Now, what most marketing agencies choose to do is they focus on one service in complete isolation. The easiest for them is always lead generation because it's what everybody does. As I said, they just follow the crowd instead of actually being a leader and going down their own path. But as you can see, when it comes down to lead generation, this does not help bridge the gap. It is completely unreasonable for you to believe that just generating leads, launching ads, starting an email campaign is going to generate significant revenue growth for you long term. It is impossible because there are so many more problems that a company will face in the act of growing and scaling. And as a development company, it will be so unreasonable for you to just look at lead generation and believe that running ads or creating an outbound growth campaign is going to solve all your problems, because it will not. right? So what we look at to bridge the entire gap for a company to, for example, take them from 1 to 10 million per year is building out the offer, the value proposition, positioning them properly as a company before we actually go to market, right? Then building out outbound growth systems, so focusing on the actual client acquisition. Then we look at sales enablement and sales development, right? Building a good sales process, dialing into sales assets, having an SDR, building out the funnel the right way, building out a video sales letter in terms of development of the sales. And then we look at scaling everything in terms of company culture, in terms of hiring and recruitment, in terms of looking at data and different back-end systems and how we can actually improve things to create growth and ensure that you are closing dream clients every single time. Right, so it is far different. We solve a lot more problems. We bridge the entire gap from point A to point B for every company that we bring on board. And as you can see, we are far more valuable than a generic marketing agency. So your alternative options. Also, you could go for commoditized agencies, lead generation agencies, appointment setting agencies, SEO and website agencies, which I'd never recommend because, as I said, they look to solve one problem in complete isolation instead of looking at things with a holistic approach. They aren't educated on the market specifically, meaning that they are very limited in terms of the results that they can get for you. They can't really foresee the problems that are going to come in the future for your company, and really and truly, they give you more problems than what they actually solve. You can hire a CMO, an SDR, head of sales, etc., but 50% of hires never work out. You can start doing it in-house and lose time and money as a leader within the space, within the company. You could be hiring consultants. Again, 50% of hires with consultants do not work out because they're not hyper-specific and they're very low ticket usually. Referrals, networking exist in demand. Try and figure out how you can do this through people that you already know. Look at what people are doing that works and what doesn't work. Thing is, again, it takes a lot of time for you to figure out what works specifically for you instead of having someone come on board that already knows how to solve your biggest problems and alleviate the biggest pain that you have within the company and replace that with systems and talent that will create significant growth. And lastly, content marketing, blog posts, Google ads, etc. These are the bottom of the bucket. These, I would say, are like last resorts. In fact, they should never even be on the list in terms of actions you want to take for growth within the company. They never work on their own. There's no way to significantly create revenue growth or create attention generation through content marketing, blog posts, or anything that is just assets in general without having real systems to back them up and market them the right way. So, ladies and gents, I appreciate you watching the video until the end. If you have, hopefully you can see the value in what we do and what truly makes us different in comparison to the majority of agencies that you see coming your way, offering commoditized services in complete isolation that will not solve your problems. If you want to know more about what we do, simply click on the link below to see the full growth plan that breaks down what we do in detail, or you can book a call below to speak to me one-on-one for 60 minutes where we can go over your main problems, your current state, your desired state, and if there's a way for us to potentially support you across the next 12 months in terms of revenue growth. So, ladies and gents, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.